What's going on, guys? This is Rib for Wolfpack Productions, and today I've got a game show review. It's my very first one, and it's my favorite show of all time. This is American Gladiators. Let's head down to host Mike Adamley for the rest of the recap. And now, let's head over to John Harlan for my favorite part of the intros, the Gladiator intros. The show was hosted, as you see there, by Mike Adamley and NFL Hall of Famer Larry Zonka, who came on in Series 2A, I believe it was. We're starting with Swing Shot. Down to Mike Adamley for the rules, please. But first, let's get the contender intros out of the way. And then I will explain the rules, actually. Contenders have 60 seconds to grab the three colored balls with 1, 3, and 5 each and put them in those cylinders right there. This is a fun event that I actually want to try, despite my fear of heights. And of course, Larry Thompson is your referee. On later seasons of the show, there would be a 7th event added called Crunch Time. It was usually Super Powerball, Breakthrough and Conquer, or anything that could be hard hitting. This was done to make let the contenders catch up in points that were behind. Now, this particular episode we're looking at here consisted of this Swing Shot, Atmosphere, Assault, Powerball, and of course every show's main event, the Eliminator. I think I missed an event though. I could have. Oh, Breakthrough and Conquer is also on this one too. We'll look at each event by event. As the event winds down, I love this event. I want to try this. It looks like a blast. Anyway, we'll be back with the next event in just a bit, everybody. There we go. And now we're back with Hang Tough. And the object for the contender, make it across the grid of 55 rings in 60 seconds. Object for tower, pull them off. We're going to actually take a look at the entire men's event because there's something notable that happens on the Cos Worthington side of it. And to be fair, I don't think I would have had Tower do this event because of his height. I really feel that Tower doing this event, his height gave him an unfair advantage. Contenders usually coming in at about 5'8" to about 6'1", with Tower being about 6'5" or 6'6", I think. It wouldn't have been fair. See, and there's why. Tower could literally grab you from about a quarter of the way across if he wanted to because of the length of his legs. And of course, I didn't explain if you go the distance the full 60 seconds, 5 points for a draw. And this is one of the most notable bouts of Hang Tough. You'll see why in just a bit. So, what do I think of Hang Tough? Well, I've actually tried it. We did this at school when I was in elementary. Except we had both monkey bars and less amount of rings on opposite side of the playground, but the rules were the same. So I've actually tried it. It's a very simplistic event. If you've ever played chicken on the monkey bars at school, this is midair chicken. Is basically what this is. Look at this. This is the reason why I said this was notable. Just wait. This is turned into a wrestling match in midair. A little victory roll action there by Tower. That's not going to work, Tower. It turned into an inverted figure 4 leg lock. Ouch. And Cause is about to lose his pants. That's not the first time that's almost happened on this show. And that's Hang Tough, everybody. Back with the next event in just a little second. And we're back, and this is Atmosphere. Basically, the point of this event for the contenders, there's 4 scoring pods. You roll over the black sensor in the middle, and that's worth 2 points. As this is the semifinals, it would be 2. Okay, it's 3, not 2. Okay, my mistake. For the Gladiators, I believe this was Nitro and Laser. Just stop the contenders from scoring, and they get 60 seconds to do that. Contenders, 60 seconds to score as much as you can. This was actually featured in every version of the American Gladiators video game, except there they messed up the rule. They gave you the preliminary round rules where I believe each goal was worth 1 point, not 3. And they were playing by the 1991 rules, too. And I forgot to mention, in Hang Tough, if you grab the head, or if you try to take down by the head or the clothes, just like a Breakthrough and Conquer, well, in Hang Tough, you'd get a warning. Then if you didn't let go, it's over. I can't remember if it's a 5 or 10 point award. Let me know in the comments. But in Breakthrough and Conquer, and in Powerball, automatic disqualification in Powerball for a gladiator that that takes you down above the neck or by the clothes. Breakthrough and Conquer, I believe that would be the same as well. It rarely happened, which is why I'm actually not sure what it was in Breakthrough and Conquer. And we'll be right. And we're back with Breakthrough and Conquer. This is part football, part Olympic wrestling. You get 5 points for each part of the event that you complete as a contender. The Gladiator in Breakthrough, you were playing a goal line defense, basically. Now, actually, I'd call it more of a zone defense, but the object for a cause or any contender would have been to get the football across that line. Idea here, you have 10 seconds. You got to get any part of the gladiator's body outside of the ring. And that's Breakthrough and Conquer. Now, as we see the other contender work, my thoughts, all of the events are simplistic. I will say that much. I like this event, though. I swear I've tried this one. In fact, I know I have. I had a friend, I can't remember if it was my friend or my brother. We used to do this Breakthrough and Conquer all the time in the backyard. And that's what kind of got me excited for this event, because like in season 1, it was one of those where I was like, I'm not really all that interested. But to be fair, watching it back as an adult, season 1 didn't interest me that one at all, or at least season 1A didn't. We'll get to that later, though. And let's see. Nitro was a beast in this event. He always would, in interviews, he would refer to the Conquer Ring as his home, and you can see why there. But anyway, we'll be back with the next event in just a sec. Breakthrough and Conquer? I like it. We'll be back. And we're back in this event that you're looking at. This is Assault. You have five firing stations, each worth a point each. If you hit the target, it's worth 10. For ice, in this case, the gladiator, the idea is to hit the contender within 60 seconds. Contender's idea is 60 seconds to hit the target, but there's an additional area that was not shown on camera. You can get an extra point if you've crossed the finish line within 60 seconds. Total of 6 points if you don't hit the target. Now, this is where the Super Nintendo and Genesis game messed it up, because you could get 5 for all 5 weapons, and I think you could get the 6, but at times but if you didn't cross the finish line, they'd give you the points for each weapon plus hitting the target, which is how you would see 10 and 11 point, 10 and sometimes I think rare 15 point games. That's not how should work. But anyway, Assault is another one that I tried as a kid. My friends and I had all the Nerf weapons. We'd have somebody on the roof of our neighbor's house. I may be misremembering this, but that person would be firing at us while we chucked things back at them to hit them. It was our version of this event. I remembered always wanting that Gladiator assault cannon. Just prop that thing on the roof and start firing tennis balls at people. I still want to. You know what? It's not a thing that's going to happen, but we have one event left to cover, and then I'll chime in with my final thoughts after that. But you would see some really interesting ways of avoiding tennis balls. You've seen the track hurdler. You would see the track hurdler approach, really try to hurdle over it, only to get caught on the foot most of the time. And then there was in season 2A, or it was in season 2. I don't remember which half. Purple Roundy actually invented it wasn't Purple Roundy, was it? The Roll-A-Dope was invented. I forget. It wasn't Purple Roundy. I forget who it was. Let me know in the. And we're back with Powerball, everybody. Simple idea here. One, you pick up 2 points for scoring on the outer cylinders, 3 if you score in the center. That's for the contenders. The gladiators just have to stop them from scoring. They cannot go above the head in this game. Blaze has done that a few times, but I would have excused it because of her height. Blaze was a little bit aggressive in this event anyway, and I really question how she didn't get away, how she got away with most of the stuff she did. It could have been height related. I don't know. And it's also referee Larry Thompson's discretion too. Watching this back as an adult, I basically questioned some of his calls, especially in this event. But again, this is not an event I'd want to try. I'll tell you that. Too rough. But this was part of the contender tryouts in both versions. I know this because they would show what the tryouts were comprised of in the original version of the show, whereas in the new show, I actually tried out for the 08 one, so I know what it was about. Did I make the show? Well, no, obviously. But anyway, guys, we're gonna watch this Powerball, and then I'm going to and we'll throw it over to Mike for the explanation of the Eliminator. Just a little thing I didn't explain. Once the contender's knee touches the ground, the ball is dead. If they lose the ball, it's dead, obviously, and they have to go to the opposite end to get another ball. Anyway, we'll be back with the Eliminator in just a bit. And now we're going to go over to Mike Adamley to explain how this event works. Or not. You'll if they don't explain it, you'll understand how it works pretty fast, I think. But I'm going to go ahead and answer the question of would I want to try this event. Well, again, I already have. Back in elementary school, we had a playground actually where we'd do our own version of the Eliminator. The slide was the treadmill. We used the rings, we used the monkey bars, we used everything. You would have to come back down the slide, and that would be the finish line too. So, in a way, I have actually, because remember, this show was huge, and this show was huge when I was in elementary school. I'm trying to say. So there's a good chance I probably tried Powerball in PE and didn't even realize it. This part of the Eliminator is what the British call the Travelator. Their version was at the end. Why we didn't do that is beyond me. That head start thing, you get a point in head start time for every point you're in the lead. You get a half-second head start. I'm trying to say. Fitting that Denise's last name is Chase because she's going to be doing some chasing right here, and not the same kind you do on the game show The Chase, which I'll review later. And of course, you saw it already. You have the treadmill / travelator, the hand bike, which if you fell off that, it'd be 7 seconds for the ladies or 10 seconds for the guys being held in a detention pit by the gladiators. Then you saw the rolling logs and the cargo net. Now only one end of the cargo net was ever used. Then a free ride down the zip line, over the wall, and finally that blue ball if you're blue ball if you're in the left lane, or the red ball if you're in the right lane. And the winner, the one that breaks the tape first, is in the next round. Usually. There are times when both would actually advance if they had high enough point totals in this season and later, I believe it was. No, it was season 2 and later. Anyway, guys, I'm going to be right back with my final thoughts in just. And I'm back with my final thoughts. I think everybody that knows me knows that I love this show. I want to see it come back. The Brits have got their version back. We got a version back in 08, but it's not really what we're talking about. Now, if I were to revive this show, you bring back all the events from this version that we just saw. I would say the only ones from the 08 one, and possibly maybe their version, or Rocket Ball for sure. But I question if you need Rocket Ball since Swing Shot is practically Swing Shot similar. I would also probably do Pendulum and Poleaxe from the original version of Brit Gladiators. And I'd bring in The Edge from the new version of the show over in Britain. Which reminds me, I'm going to go ahead and announce this new series now. We're going to be doing game shows across the pond. And this is basically Britain only, due to language barriers, which we're going to kick that off with The Edge. I'm not for sure when, but it'll happen. And that's again how I would revive American Gladiators if I could. I would only bring one thing in from the 08 version, maybe 2, maybe 3 actually. I would bring in, let's see, what did I say? I said Earthquake. I'm going to get heat for that. I don't think anybody but me liked that event, but I would do Hit and Run was the one I was thinking of. And then maybe Rocket Ball. And then from the British version, the original British version, we saw these two events in the international specials. Pendulum and Polax. And then from the British version now, The Edge. And that is all for American Gladiators, everybody. Remember to like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you later. Bye.